Hello friends. So in last video we have seen about the SQL Server editions. So in this video we have see the SQL Server components. So in MSSQL Server there are so many components. So now we can see what is these components and how the uses of these components. SQL Server is Microsoft RDBMS that works on the client server architecture. RDBMS stands for Relational Database Management System. So here end user sends a request and SQL Server accepts, process and share a result with the user. Client is send the request to the SQL Server machine, and SQL Server is process on the request and send return to the client machine. So in SQL Server there are some components. So these components are divided in the two types, like client tools and server tools. So in client tools, some like SSMS, SQL Profiler, application, etc. And in SQL Server, SSRS, SSAS, etc. SQL Server components divided into the client and server type. So first we can see the client component. What is the client component, and in client component how many components are there? So client components are installed in a client or which we can connect to the access of SQL Server. So in client components there are some 4 types. First one is the SSMS. SSMS stands for SQL Server Management Studio. So with the help of SSMS we can connect through the SQL instance by GUI. Next one is the Profiler. SQL Profiler is a client tool to monitor transactions running on the server. So with the help of SQL Profiler we can easily monitor the how many transactions are running in our server. This is the useful tool for auditing and performance checks. Next one is the DTE. DTE stands for Database Tuning Advisor. Database Tuning Advisor is a DBA tool that helps to analyze query performance, and it can suggest possible indexes and other changes. Next one is the BIDS. BIDS stands for the Business Intelligence Development Studio. Business Intelligence Development Studio is a powerful BI tool that can develop the SSRS reports, SSIS cubes and SSIS ETL packages using BIDS. So next one is the server components. Server components are installed on the primary server. These are some server components, so we can see one by one and how this is useful. So first one is the SQL Server. SQL Server is the primary server to run the SQL instance and using SQL Server.txt in the background. Next one is the SQL Server Agent. SQL Server Agent is the dependent server for SQL Server. It's used for scheduling activities and uses SQL Server Agent.txt in the background. So SQL Server Agent is used to scheduling the jobs, performing the backups, or we can easily schedule the maintenance plans with the help of SQL Server Agent. Then next one is the SQL Server Browser. SQL Server Browser is important a service from security and accessibility point. When enabled, it helps incoming connections to map SQL Server running point. It used the SQL Server.extin file in the background. Next component is SQL Server full text search. So full text is one of cool search feature which gives the possibility to search for the text from mentioned columns. It uses the some files in the background. So next one is the SQL Server analysis services. SSAS is an OLAP feature which helps in the data mining and the analytics. It uses the msmdsrv.txt file. The next one is the SSRS. SSRS stands for the SQL Server Reporting Services. So SQL Server Reporting Services issued to develop the reports and report subscriptions. It uses the reporting services.txt executable. And last server component is the SQL Server Integration Services. So SSIS is the extract, transformation and load tool. Desktop in-house ETL using BIOS and execute them using the SQL Server Integration Services. So these are the some client and server tools as well as the some components we can use in the SQL Server. Thanks.